Hi friends, welcome to Chelsea Reads, where we get to live vicariously through other people's drama. Today we'll be exploring AntiMLM. Alright, so this post is titled, Reasons Why I'll Never Delete Facebook. So it's a comment chain off of this post. So the Hun says, Ladies, I need an answer, praying hands emoji. Why do you freely give away your time and energy to others over and over when the time you allow yourself is so minimal? Double question mark. ... Is it guilt that has you putting everyone else's needs before your own? Or is it something else? And then someone comments, well, sometimes I have to help those who can't help themselves. They have no one to help them. They are all alone with unfortunate circumstances beyond their control. ... And that is what God wants us to do. Help others. Heart emoji. And then someone, I'm assuming this part's the OP, says, You're asking someone right now to give away their free time and energy to give you an answer. ... Is it the constant demand from others for your attention? And then the Hun responds, This is a supercharged response. Not sure what's happening in your world to make you reply like that. If you don't have the time, don't comment. I'm not tagging you and saying you must answer. You're willingly using your time to respond. And then the OP responds, Not charged. Actually, it was the opposite. I simply pointed out the facts objectively. It's an opportunity for you to be mindful in your quest. Think of it like a mirror. I had the time, and you stated you, quote, need an answer, so I answered. Is it possible there is some transference going on? And then Hun replies, But you didn't answer? You responded condescendingly to try and make a point. No transference happening here. And then OP responds, I did answer your question. My answer was the constant demand from others for attention. Please be mindful that you chose to interpret my response as being condescending, and that is both your choice and completely up to you. Good luck to you. I hope you find what you're looking for. I'm sorry my answer was not acceptable to you. And then the Hun responds, I'm not sure how you could think you answered in a helpful way when you didn't answer the question at all. I've had a couple private DMs since your comment as well of people wondering why you replied the way you did / not wanting to get involved. So it seems to be the general interpretation and not just my own, shrugging emoji. Definitely an interesting thought process here though. Thanks, XX. Okay, so this is something that this might be a little bit of a hot take. I feel like for a lot of the people who are in the anti-MLM crowd, myself included, sometimes we can come off as a little condescending. And I think that the OP of this post, not the Hun with the Facebook post, but the OP of the post that I just read, who was interacting with the Hun, I think that they would probably say they admit that they were trolling a little bit. I think we've all done that. And I think it's just because of the fact that a lot of people in the anti-MLM crowd find the idea of MLMs to be very morally questionable just because of the predatory way that the business model is and the tragic stories that have happened to so many people who have pursued that line of work and the way that it kind of takes advantage of people's dreams. And sometimes Huns, the people who are involved in MLMs, I feel like that they present this I'm trying to think of how best to phrase it. They kind of present this faux sympathy or this faux empathy of take time for yourself, make sure you're doing your own thing, and that's great advice. It really is. But it has an ulterior motive. It's not put out there as being genuine. It's just a way to get engagement and lure people in to your business. And that's what we're talking about when we say it's predatory. It's literally fishing for interaction and therefore customers and therefore your downline. That's what it is. So a lot of Huns really come off as disingenuous and insincere. And that's, I think, why OP is calling this person out, because they're just looking for attention. The title of this next post is Success Leaves Clues. So Hun posts, I could listen to the millionaires say NWM is a legit and lucrative career, where they've helped thousands of families change their life. Or the minimum wage employee tell me it's a scam while they complain about inflation. I've always been told, success leaves clues. I guess I would much rather sit at the table that changes lives than at the one that complains about their situation without changing it. 1 week from today, we'll be waking up on the beach to celebrate my birthday, Easter, a paid-for trip to Punta Cana, and with a small miracle, a new rank that my team has been working towards through all the trials and tribulations of organically launching a company, brick by brick, over the last 3 years. This week, with the help of an incredible tribe of men and women all chasing their brave, we will dig a little deeper to get our name out there. Because if this ring doesn't end up closing at 100%, I will know we've done everything in our power, and that's what allows me to sleep at night. To my tribe, I believe in you. I'm pushing myself because I want to show you what's possible. I want to forge the path to the top so that the climb is a little easier for you to climb up next to me. Heart hands emoji. To my customers, thank you! Whether it was 3 years ago or next week, your support means the world to us. You are the heart of our company. Literally 80% of our accounts are customers. And none of this would be possible without you. Thank you for trusting me, my recommendations, and our holistic lineup for your wellness journey. 3 years in the making, ... And while this wheel says 83% and makes me feel more confident than ever, we're still just shy of halfway there. So friends, this is where I ask for support. No, I'm not begging anyone to purchase something. I am just asking for all the positive vibes, prayers, well wishes, shares, tags, and referrals. Although I'm sure buying something would definitely help her too. If you know someone who could use more energy, better sleep, enhanced mood, less bloat, more calm and/or an extra income, send them my way. I'd love to have a zero pressure conversation to see how I can help them. Hands heart emoji. Everything with Hans is so dramatic. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, well, to start at the beginning, let's just say we were talking about people being condescending earlier. Well, here's the Sun being super condescending to the majority of workers. You know, the whole like, they just complain about inflation. Girl, inflation is crazy. Everybody should be complaining about inflation. We're not here to talk about that. Yeah, success leaves clues. Well, how about we see what your bank statement's like then, huh? If you're just gonna go bash on other people for, changing their lives, and like, how much money are you really like dumping into this, and how much are you seeing returning? I mean, she might be seeing a decent return if she's got a pretty big downline, because that's how it works, where it's not just about the product that they sell. They have to sell a product because that's what separates them from a traditional pyramid scheme. But the fact is, it still is structured the same way, and generally the way that most people make their money in an MLM is being at the top of that pyramid and having a downline, and then them having a downline, and then them having a downline, and you see how it goes. Oh man, so girl, okay, I'm just looking back through this. She's talking about, we organically launched our company brick by brick over the last 3 years. You didn't. Everything was laid out for you. It's like you get this kit and there are these ranks that you're supposed to hit. It's not your company. You didn't build this on your own. It's not like you came up with the product by yourself and then put in the marketing and then hired people to sell it and then you're paying them a working wage. It's not like you have an actual brick and mortar location where you're selling things, or an online store. Well, she probably has an online store, but it's attached to to the company, which I'm gonna guess Bravenly, because of the whole Brave thing. So it's gonna be bravenly.com/hunbot for her store name. So it's not your company. If Bravenly went down tomorrow, what would you have to show for it? Nothing. Because you don't own the company. You know, the paid for trip to Punta Cana, I'm sure I'm butchering that, and I apologize for anyone from that place. A lot of times those are paid for by you because you managed to either buy or sell enough product to where you won this trip and everything, and so that's what gets you on the trip. So you bought the trip. You already paid for it yourself. It's not a gift. It's not paid for by the company. And again, it's just a lot of that kind of disingenuous, like over the top, sugary sweet mentality of I'm pushing myself, I'm climbing this huge mountain so that way I can help everybody, you know, who wants to work with me, rise up with me. That's exactly what she's doing. And hey, I love that mentality of a rising tide raises all ships. Unfortunately, MLMs ain't the way. So this one's a pretty short one. It's somebody looking for advice on the AntiMLM subreddit. It's titled, "Please help me resist Pampered Chef." I'm a middle-aged female with 2 friends and a cousin who all sell Pampered Chef. I get their Facebook and personal messages asking me to join their parties. Sadly, 2 of them work with a consultant who offers 30% off if the sale brings in $1,500 or more. I want badly to avoid continuing to support this MLM. It's hard for me to ignore the invites because their products aren't so bad and I don't want to hurt their feelings. The products are terribly expensive, even with the discount. I worry about whether the people will like me if I don't purchase from them. I know that's crazy, but my mind works that way. Any thoughts or suggestions on how to view these tempting invitations? Oh man, I really agree with this top comment from Mile High Philly Girl. She says, "Every time you buy from them, you give them false hope of success, which is almost impossible in an MLM. The more they think they will succeed, the more money they will lose to the MLM. The faster they fail, the less money they will lose. Not supporting them in an MLM is the kindest thing you could do." And then OP basically just says, like, yeah, they're not making any money after Mysterious Art 8838 says, statistically, somewhere between 1% to 3% of people don't lose money in MLMs. You are harming your friends by advancing their objectives here. I know it's awkward, but don't buy from them. And then someone else says, oh, I just did a quick Google search and read that less than 1% of people who sell Pampered Chef turn in a profit. Oh, yeah, it's just, unfortunately, it's the way it is. I think that the top comment really said it very succinctly. Not supporting them is the kindest thing that she can do, because you just, if you don't play, they can't pay. I don't know if that works or not, but yeah. Calexis says, I think that you have all of the answers yourself. If they wouldn't like you for not buying their products, they're probably not worth keeping around, right? If you do want them as friends, I would say the best way forward is to gently but firmly put your foot down that you're not interested in the products or going to the parties. I would recommend pivoting. Pivot! Any fans out there? It's not that you don't want to support them or spend time with them, but you could suggest a book club or a movie club or some sort of class you could all join. Pampered Chef is a trickier one because, unlike others, the products are not scams or dangerous, but they are overpriced due to the predatory nature of MLMs and their compensation structure. You're doing the right thing by resisting. Good luck. Heart emoji. I mean, that's tough, but that's how they rope you in. is just you get all these people in the same circle all joining this team of things, and they're like, oh, we're having such a great time. Girl, you gotta get in on this. We're making so much money. You gotta help me make money. Please help me make money. And that's what they're doing, and just unfortunately, it's just, that's where the predatory thing comes in, like we keep saying. All right. Well, that's going to do it for today, I think. So that was AntiMLM. Did you enjoy today's stories? Do you think I'm being too harsh or unfair in my assessment of things? Do you have any personal experiences with MLMs that you'd like to share in the comments? Please do so. I'd love to hear your story. And yeah, just let me know if there are any other subreddits that you'd like to hear stories from. I'd love to feature them. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, so that way the algorithm can do its thing and you'll be able to see more videos of like this up in your feed. And thank you again so much for watching. I hope that you have a great day. And please remember, be kind to other people and be kind to yourself. Talk to you soon.